Hi guys, bit of a random one. Um, so I've always been into like self-improvement stuff, I guess. So in my early 20s, I was really getting into like being more knowledgeable at like health and fitness and all the stuff that comes with that. Um, just to like improve my health and be able to cook better and whatnot. So I was just more healthy in general. And then as I've come towards my late 20s, I've become more into like language learning side, just more general self improvement stuff, and like I suppose stuff that makes you feel like you're becoming a better person or something. So what I noticed in these two fields is there's a lot of like crazy close comparisons in the way that the general public treat it and even like industry specialists treat it and all this stuff. So I'll list a few comparisons here, and we can talk about it in the comments and whatever. It's just to talk about it. If you take any information away, whether you're into fitness and health, and then you learn more about language learning, or the other way around, where you're into language learning and then you learn something about um like fitness or health or not. So the first one is that the basics are almost too simple, and people are trying to like overcomplicate. So let's take dieting for example. So dieting is so simple to reach your goal. So the main idea is calories in, calories out. If you want to increase your calorie consumption, you eat more. So if you want to gain weight, you eat more. If you want to lose weight, you increase your calories expended by exercising or by taking in less. So your calories out is greater. So therefore you will lose weight. So this is a very simple concept. And the same goes with language learning, where you simply get more input and practice your outputs to become better at outputting. But to learn, you get input even through conversations. Your input comes from the other person telling you like stuff in their language or whatever. So people tend to start overthinking because these concepts are so simple. It's very easy to not believe that it will work. So you kind of have to have faith in the method that yes, this will work. But people do not like to do that, and this is what I think. There's a problem in both of them. People like will ask weird questions about, do I need to do this, or they'll start thinking about micronutrients and stuff, but they haven't like initially you have to do the basic to understand what is like your own preference for like using this basic information as your own preference. So if you like to read in language learning, uh, then you're getting reading input more than somebody who would like to watch or listen to stuff. They will prefer to get that input. So, but that can only like if you have to get the input either way. So it's all about following the basic, like the basic premise. You just follow that, and then around that you can build your own preferences on top of that. So the second point is the changes need to be permanent. They need to be a part of your life. There is no point doing a diet for 6 months or even 2 months or 1 month and then stopping, because that's not how it works. And you can't learn a language by, oh, I'm just going to learn for 2 months every single year, because you won't make progress. So with both of these, they have to become a part of your lifestyle. If you want to learn a language in the long term, you need to learn consistently every single day. And it's the same with a diet. So when I talk about diet, I don't mean um, like fad diets and whatnot. I mean eating a specific set of things. So either eating a certain amount of calories or eating 3 meals a day or something. As long as you know like your portion sizes, and you like once you've done it a bit, once you've counted calories, once you've been eating meals at a specific like size and whatnot, you will understand your body more from doing this. So you're able to that like so in comparison to language learning, if you can read for 3 hours a day, you can read for 3 hours a day. Like some people can't read for 3 hours a day, so obviously they won't. So it's all about knowing your body. Like if you get really tired for reading 3 hours a day, don't read 3 hours a day. You read 1 hour a day and then use the other time to do something else. So once again, it becomes like your own preference, but If you learn for 6 hours on Monday and then don't do anything for the rest of the week, what's the point? You need to be consistent, and you need to make it a habit. It needs to become part of your life. If you want to learn a language to the highest levels, you need to replace basically half your day with stuff that is in the other language just to be able to like keep it up. Like otherwise you're just gonna lose it anyway. It's like if you just do a diet or you're exercising, you need to be exercising regularly, like 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to keep consistent. And then when you stop, what you'll notice is a lot of athletes, um, sometimes they don't realize, and what they'll do is they stop training because they're training every single day or like every other day or like, but they're training to such an amount and they're eating so much, they stop training and they forget that they need to eat less, so they end up getting end up putting on loads of weight, and then they quickly realize that they are becoming very like large, and because they aren't spending as much calories, so a lot of them start doing other exercise to lose weight, and so they can still eat the same amount because obviously your stomach grows and you become used to eating a certain amount. So the next point is also do not give up. So when you give up, like you lose everything. If you go back to your old habits, your old ways, then you will lose over time everything you've worked for because you will gain the weight, or you will just forget the language because you haven't seen it. So the next one is um, once again, everyone will have different preferences. So you can't tell someone to do a vegan diet if they do not like any of the foods. This will just make it too hard. So you just follow the basic principles and you'll be able to do it. So if you like to eat um, carrots, and then this other diet says no carrots, obviously that is not a good diet for you. So everyone has their own tastes and their own preferences in food. The same much as I've mentioned with the some people may like to read, some people may like to watch, some people may like to listen. Like these things are what you need to develop on your own. You need to build your own habits, your own diet. You need to build your own diet with foods that you like. If you like fish, you can eat fish as much as you want because that is your preference. If you like to watch stuff, if you like to read stuff, if you like to have conversations and like to be talking with people, that is your preference. That's your method. You have to develop your own diet, your own method to become like just mentally stable. Otherwise, you're gonna drive yourself insane and you're gonna regret. You're gonna dislike what you're doing. It's like, how can you dislike getting input and becoming better at a language slowly over time? How can you dislike being stronger by exercising regularly? Like, how can you can't dislike that. Both of those things give good endorphins off in your brain, so it's literally impossible to dislike the act. Whereas deliberately eating chicken and broccoli is not a good act for your brain. Your brain will start to hate chicken or start to hate broccoli. It's bland. You start having to add sauces, which is going to up your calorie count, and you start breaking your rules that you've set for yourself. So it's much easier to do what you like and stick to it than it is to not do what you don't like and fail your goal, fail yourself. So the last one, um, everyone probably already knows this. So many adverts, so many fakes, so many frauds. Everyone in the industry, well, not everyone, there's lots of misinformation in both industries. So people tell you you can do this diet or do that, and then there's so much advertising and even the language learning. Oh, learn fluent in 3 months. All these kind of advertising schemes, and they're all based around money, but it's more just the propagation. That, like when these come out, they propagate bad information. So people like fasting is not going to make you any thinner. It's just a fad. Doing the keto diet or whatever, the keto, what was the other one? The Atkins diet, they're all fads. Learning a language in 3 months by memorizing 100 phrases is it's just like it's like fraudulent behavior. And then on top of that, you also have on YouTube, on TV, people who either a aren't they're not truthful about whether they're taking steroids, which will give you crazy advantages of, like compared to a regular person, which is also the same as in language learning, somebody makes a video, I can speak 100 languages. They say 2 sentences or 3 sentences, all have cuts in between them. You can't judge somebody's ability on that. You can't judge somebody's like effort based on like what they're showing, what they're putting out on the internet. So there's a lot of frauds, and a lot of them do it. A lot of it is just to make money. That's why you get clickbait videos, clickbait articles, all this kind of stuff. So a lot of them they'll promise quick changes. Obviously, language learning is a long endeavor, so that's going to take literally years. So there is no fluent in 3 months. There is no fluent in 6 months. There is, I'm going to do this for the next 10 years of my life, slowly and gradually get to the point where I want to be able to do whatever I want in that language. There is no, I'm going to lose 60 kg in a month, because, well, one, you wouldn't want to do that anyway, because you would have like loose skin and you'd have to get that cut off if you were like extremely large. Well, if you lost that amount, you'd probably have to be quite large anyway. So just be wary of all the fraudulent behavior and all the misinformation in both of these. So that's about it for the video. It was all the points I could think of, but for some reason there's one still in the back of my mind just niggling. You see, I can't quite remember what it was, but I had it and then I forgot to write down and then I lost it. So maybe we can discuss this in the comments. Maybe you guys think differently from what I'm thinking, but I think generally it's a safe assumption, and that there are probably, you guys probably have tons of other examples of like other industries. Like, I don't know, because I'm not really in there. Like, say, um, we have the, in language learning, or even in just university in general, they have the journals or something, and they cost like $300 or something, like just for one, and it's like crazy expensive just to make money and whatever. But that's about it, really. So just leave a comment on what you think. Maybe there's an industry that I'm missing. Maybe you can find exact parallels in another industry. But generally, I think it's quite a common thing in a lot of industries that are trying to make money, or they're just like very, very easy to get into, and like, that's about it, really. So thanks for listening. See you later.